Hello everybody, this is Simon with the 14th episode of Let's Play Mega Man 6. This stage looks like it's going to be horrible, but got barely any teeth of worth. It's not without trickery, albeit without a seriously evil room like the last from Wily 1. In fact, I'm willing to give it credit for being one of the better Wily 2 stages, well, ever. Those tended to suck so far. We got the nice little detail of there being ice on some platforms and no ice on others. It's somewhat inconsequential because we're going to lose the ice for the rest of the stage, but I'll take what I can and oh god fucking damn it, a block puzzle? Really? We need one of those, of course we need one of those, so I'm going to skip it. Because this is the alternate path for this stage. What I find somewhat interesting is that there are really only 2 stages with alternate paths really worth speaking of in the normal levels. But here they returned in full force. Which is good because, well, it's kind of one of those things that this game really has going for it. And there are not many things that it has. So it's nice. And this definitely makes this fortress one of the better designed ones in the whole series. Fancy that. So no, I couldn't get this one. But it's on the alternate path anyway, so let's brave this block puzzle. I'm going to prove right now that I'm not really good at block puzzles, but fortunately somewhat quick on my reflexes here. This is compared to the block puzzles of the last game, which were really tame and just there for, well, being a block puzzle in a Mega Man game, which is kind of mandatory for some reason, actually relatively tough to do. But we can figure it out, I think. Those guys here are best left alone, which is why I'm going to ignore my own advice. Especially those that you can just jump over and it's not that hard at all. There are 2 tricks to dealing with them if you really have to. One of them is using a weapon I've criminally neglected so far, which is Centaur Flash. I find it kind of funny that I haven't used Centaur Flash so often in this LP, but in comparison to Gravity Hold, for example, or Rain Flush, which I used all the time, but there's a very simple explanation for this. This game here just doesn't have any big enemy conglomerations, which is also something I hold against the game all the time, because like this here, this is tough, definitely, and it's a good placement. This is not a good example, but many times you just have got one corridor filled with one enemy type, and yeah, beat kills them because it hits them twice in succession really fast. So one corridor with one enemy type and, well, that's about it. And those enemies are mostly just standing in the way a bit, and the terrain allows you oftentimes to just utilize the weird arc of your weapons to really deal them damage. So there is not a big reason to just have a screen clearing weapon. Oh well. So let's just talk about the boss. This guy here is actually a really fun fight and well done. I definitely like fighting him, especially with the Buster. As you just saw, that punching is definitely his weakness, one of his weaknesses, like it is for almost all of the bosses in this game, just because they figured, this is something that makes it stand out and we're going to use it and abuse it. And it's a good thing, because punching is one of the, if not the best things in this game. So yeah, this is how the fight pans out if you're using the Buster, and I think it's very nice dynamic. You remember how I nagged on the mini-bosses in Plant Man stage, which were barely able to be pushed back by your shots? Well, this guy is. And I think it really adds a nice rhythm to the fight. It looks intimidating at first, but you can see I found my rhythm now, and it's panning out beautifully. I really like doing this because it's just frantic and fun and energetic and exactly how a boss fight should be. It also got another weakness, which you can just use to abuse it, but I wanted to have a little bit of fun, so yeah, Windstorm just obliterates him. You obviously can't very well push him back with it, but those weaknesses are more or less meant to just damage race the enemies. So yeah, short but relatively sweet. Let's see how the obligatory refight stage will treat us next time. For now, this was Simon with Let's Play Mega Man 6, and thank you very much for your attention.